think about the war when we are discussing a good-looking man. She has a point, though, Abigail said, before Shauna could answer. Since Napoleon is no longer a threat, the shipping lanes have reopened. Mari shook her head hard enough that her golden curls danced. I give up. Both of you keep your noses stuck in books too much. Have some fun. She nodded toward a corner of the room where a three-piece ensemble was getting ready to play. Dancing is about to start. I have to find Jamie. Good luck to you, Shauna said. I suspect my brother will be hard to find about now. He hates to dance. Abigail looked around the room. I think Shane may have disappeared as well. Nonsense, Mari said. They will not venture far. The whole reason your father is hosting this rout is to send Fiona and Keir off in grand style. Our husbands will not miss it. Shauna felt her face heat again, this time from embarrassment. She'd been so busy indulging her fantasies about the captain, she'd almost forgotten that her sister and Keir would be returning to Ireland on the morrow. She reflected on how lucky Fiona had been that Keir believed her when she was purposefully committed to an insane asylum in Dublin through a string of lies. Although Wesley Alton, the captor who had put her there, still managed to elude the authorities, all that was past history. Keir had rescued Fiona, and they had fallen in love. Shauna spotted them now coming in from the dining room, where Jamie and Shane were probably hiding out. The crowd burst into applause as the musicians struck up a waltz, and Keir escorted his bride to the centre of the room to lead the dance. Fiona seemed to float across the floor, as light on her feet as the legendary MacLeod fairy. With her ivory skin, raven hair, and pearl-grey eyes, she'd always had an ethereal quality about her. But now, totally in love with her husband, her otherworldly look was enhanced. Shauna had never begrudged her younger sister being beautiful. However, with the English debutante swirling about, either Violetta or Amelia was dancing with Captain Henderson, she wished she'd inherited a bit of Fiona's looks. Instead, her brown hair held just a glint of auburn, and her hazel eyes were not the striking tawny colour of Jamie's. Her features were regular, but plain. She certainly didn't turn heads when she entered a room. There they are, Mari said, as Jamie and Shane finally made an appearance at the far end of the ballroom. She grabbed Abigail's arm. Let us catch them before they get away again. We should not leave Shauna standing here alone, Abigail murmured, although her eyes were on her husband. You go on, Shauna said. I think I'll get a wee bit of punch. If you are sure. Aye, you go, Shauna replied with a smile. 'Tis nae often you can convince those two to dance. She watched them hurry away and was about to head toward the punch table when a second tune began. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw Captain Henderson switch partners. Violetta or Amelia, whichever had had to wait her turn, was now in his arms. The captain glided smoothly across the floor, obviously practiced in the art of dance. The other girls who had been in the cluster talking to him lined up along the wall, eagerly waiting. From the determined looks on their faces, Captain Henderson would be dancing with every one of them. Shauna turned and walked toward the hall that led to the bedchambers upstairs. She would say goodbye to Fiona in the morning. Where the hell had she gone? Robert turned his partner, Violetta or Amelia, whoever one it was, while his eyes searched the room for Shauna. The place where she'd stood talking to her in-laws was empty. He scanned the other dancers and spotted Jamie and Shane with their wives, but not a trace of the one person he wanted to see, the person he'd actually attended the ball to dance with. Captain Henderson, you are an exquisite dancer. The lady in his arms all but purred at him as she batted her lashes. He decided she must be Violetta, since her eyes were almost that colour. Thank you, he said, and added courteously, May I say the same for you? Oh, goodness. I'm quite sure my dancing depends much on your leading in such...